maybe you've made it this far with me. Day 9, Navratri, the goddess of self-actualization. So we bring everything together today to, again, rest in the lap of the goddess of self-actualization, which is another form of Durga. And this one, the one thing that Shunya said during her teachings today, or her share, was receiving the gift to give your gift, right? We're all here to give our gifts to the world, whatever they are, whatever those unique ones are, and we don't have to think big or fame or power or anything like that, right? But whatever it is, again, that you feel drawn to, we pull our wisdom and our trust and our discipline and our commitment and our offerings into all of that we are. And maybe that includes our connection with the Divine Mother. Again, the duality of falling at the feet of Ma, but also the union of realizing that it's all part of you. So we pull all of that together and we proceed on this path, right? This is almost like a portal into the infinite energy of who you really are. So if you look back each day, you reflect back in your journal, if you kept a journal, and you think about the different qualities that you hold, those qualities that you can tap into and honor, those qualities that you can surrender the things that don't serve you, or the questioning or the confusion. You can surrender that to the divine, right? The much larger aspect of your being. And proceed. Just proceed. Proceed in the world with that beautiful, empowered love and compassion and creativity and self-actualization and self-nurturance and all the things that we went through over the past 9 days, right? Gather that. Those are your tools. Those are your tools. And step by step, you become, you trust, you listen to your heart's guidance, and you illuminate what it is that you feel called to, right? What does self-actualization mean to you? How does that resonate with you? Part of that, if you listen to yesterday's video, for me, the practice of not keeping some of the thoughts that give me stress or distance, not keeping them to myself, but instead having the courage to share, even though it feels vulnerable and uncomfortable, but to share. So I did share with Josh. And it was just almost instantly a relief. You know, that's the mirror that we experience in relationships, friendships, partnerships, etc., family. When there's that connection, is the mirroring to say, well, I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to do it, and I might cry or it might not come out perfect. That's been part of my practice over, recent years, realizing that was something that I always thought I could figure everything out within myself. But yet, when I would get together with girlfriends and we would chat about things, I'd feel so much better, right? Not necessarily gossiping or anything, but just like talking about some of the inner world, the inner conversations that we all have, the inner thought processes that we have. And I've brought that into my relationship with Josh. And I'm very Durga. I'm pretty demanding. I've gotten to a point in my life where I know how I want to be in a relationship with someone. It's not perfect at all. I'm figuring out how to express that in not so Durga way, more of Lakshmi, Saraswati way, softening. And I'm getting better at it because I've been practicing and I've been just stepping into vulnerability. And that builds confidence and it's empowering and it opens up communication. And, you know, that's part of self-actualization, is finding the parts of you that maybe are in the shadows and shining light on them, as well as following your heart's calling. And maybe that's, you know, a little bit of both, right? Combined. Maybe they're one and the same in certain areas. But it's getting clear and working from that place. And, you know, another thing that comes to me as I'm talking now during these 9 days of Navratri and being in a group, there's a Facebook group for the group that I'm in, and we've shared a little bit here and there. But even just getting online and knowing that there was 80 something of us going through this journey together, you know, that feels good. That feels empowering. That feels communal. And then, of course, this is a celebration, you know, strongly in India, but, you know, different places in the world celebrate the goddesses. And we come together on the 9th day, and there's a big celebration tomorrow that I'll be attending on Zoom with all the participants, where we can share about our experiences over the past 9 days. But again, as expressed by Shunya, that it is a portal, right, to ourselves, right, to really remember our wisdom and to know that these qualities, these goddesses, Ma, Divine Mother, exist. There's something else to, you know, rely upon and tap into moving forward. And so during these 9 days and nights, we strengthen that relationship. And I imagine over the years, it just gets stronger. And I decided to sign up for the 30-day goddess course. I forget what they're calling it, with Shunya. So I'll be diving deeper and probably offering more of these shares. And like I said before, I plan on offering a kind of a health journey, an Ayurvedic health journey soon as well. And of course, there's Soul Journey tomorrow night, a monthly get together where we have discussions about stuff like this in person at Joy. For those of you that are listening and know me at the studio, for those of you that don't, maybe I'll put it up on Zoom one of these days so it can be in person and on Zoom. But yeah, I think growing into the nature of our being, self-actualization. And she talked about the 9th chakra, which is our direct connection to the divine. So you can almost imagine it as like this infinite loop where sometimes we're dualistic and we feel like Ma, the Divine Mother, is separate from us. And other times we're bringing in those qualities. We're recognizing that she lives within us, right? Just like Hanuman. He was serving, or he was one with Ram. And that's us. We fluctuate in and out, and both are great, completely part of the path. So I hope you reflect today on what self-actualization means to you, and maybe what, you know, setting an intention around that, moving forward, entering into the portal after generating the energy around these goddesses, around Durga, around Shakti, and then of course in the forms of all these other goddesses, which are forms of Durga and Shakti. How will you take that into your life? Right? We can't let this end here, right? That's not the point of this, is to just have this thing and then you drop it and you go back, right? This is sort of the problem with some of our practices, is we look at it as an event and then we go back to regular life. Like, no, that's not how that works. That's not the way to actually implement these things. Little by little, we integrate. So maybe next year there's more integration. But throughout the year, you revisit your reflections from these 9 days and you ask yourself, how am I doing these things? How am I embodying the qualities of the goddesses? How am I surrendering to the divine mother, the divine feminine? How am I incorporating that? And you'll see that over the course of a year, you will be embodying yourself. You'll be waking up from the disease of forgetfulness, as Shunya also talks about in her Ayurvedic book. So I'll leave you there with that. And again, I would love if you share in the comments some of your reflections. And I'll see you soon. I'll see you hopefully in the song. I don't know what I'm singing at all today, so we'll see. Namaste.